Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Twinkle Baker Decor where you can bake your imagination. Today we're going to be making spring themed cupcakes, and for the first cupcake we're going to be making two. The first one you will need some yellow buttercream, the yellow triple sprinkler, a little pink fondant for some flowers, some cornstarch so they don't stick to your board, and a small flour cookie cutter. For the second cupcake what you're going to need is your medium flour cookie cutter, the Twinkle Baker Decor green frosting tube, a parchment cone, and a little bit of purple fondant for this one. And for the buttercream, it's just going to be a white buttercream. So let's go ahead and get started on our first cupcake. So I have just a plain basic white cupcake here. And here's my yellow frosting that I've already put in the piping bag. And then the tip I have for this one is just a star tip because I think that it makes it look more springy. And it keeps with the theme, you know, it looks like a flower, so we're going to stick with that theme today. And I'm going to start on the outside of my cupcake and work my way in. Just going to go around and then fill in that center and finish on the top. And then now I have my sprinkles that I showed you earlier, and I want to use this white one. We're going to sprinkle it on the top. You don't need a lot, just a little bit, so just very little. Go ahead and sprinkle those around. And these ones tend to roll around a lot, but most of them are going to stick. Set this one aside. I want to put some pink flowers on this one. So I have my pink fondant here. I'm just going to work it a little bit, make it pliable. And then get my cornstarch. Just go ahead and roll it out. I'm not going to roll this out too thin because these flowers don't need to be that thin. So it's maybe a 1/4 inch thick. And then I have my small flower cookie cutter. This is what I want to use for this cupcake. And I just want to do 3 flowers. I think 3 is going to be enough. I don't want to overwhelm the cupcake. And set that aside. So bring my cupcake back. I just want to place these flowers, arrange them elegantly on the sides. And so how easy was that? That's our first cupcake. It's spring themed, yellow, pastel-y, cute. And so that's our first cupcake. We're going to set that aside, and then we're going to get started on our second cupcake. So let's go ahead and get started on our second cupcake. Again, you're going to need some white frosting, and I've already put white frosting in this parchment bag here. And then you're going to need your medium flour cookie cutter. I'm going to use this one today, which looks just like the small one, but this one's just the medium size. And then your Twinkle Baker Decor green frosting tube. We're going to use this for the leaves, for the green tube. And then a little bit of purple fondant for your flowers. So let's go ahead and get started on this. So I have a chocolate cupcake, and I'm just going to go ahead and frost it the same way I did the yellow one and start on the outside because I like the shape it makes. Work my way in and just finish in the center. So now that one is frosted. I'm going to set it aside because I want to roll out my purple fondant. I'm just going to work it again, just like we did with the pink one. Okay, I got my cornstarch here. Sprinkle a little of that on the board. I'm gonna get my rolling pin and just roll this out. Again, you don't want this too thick. It doesn't have to be too thick or too thin. And this one is about the same thickness as the pink flower. Then I just want 1 flower for this cupcake. And then for the leaves, you're going to want to put your green frosting into the parchment bag, and I'll show you how to make leaves out of this doing that. So just want to open this up. And squeeze some green down. You don't need too much depending on how many cupcakes you're making. Just want to put some in the parchment bag. And then bring this green frosting down towards the end. Just push everything down. And make sure that it's tight on the end here. So I just just twisted the top to make sure that it's tight. And then what you want to do is you want to cut it into a V shape at the end. So this is going to be the tip and you're going to cut it the sides like that. So you just want to cut sides. So I want it into a V shape, so it's going to be like this at the end. And then, so I have my one side cut. Now I'm going to cut the other side. Okay. And so now I have both sides cut, and that's going to make your leaves. So I'll set that to the side. Now get my cupcake. And so I have my purple flower that I made earlier. Just going to set that right on top. Very simple. And then take that green and then go in from one of the sides and then squeeze and then pull it out, and then that's exactly what I want it to look like. It looks like a leaf on the side, and it's a deep green, which is a beautiful color. Do the same thing on the other side of the flower, and there you have it. You can even get a sprinkle and then just put it right in the center there so that you have a center for your cupcake. So now we have our two cupcakes. We have our chocolate cupcake with the white frosting and our purple flower, and we have our vanilla cupcake with the yellow frosting and our pink flowers and sprinkles. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. You can find all of these at bakeyourimagination.com.